Hello everybody and welcome to another live stream. That's right, we've got the parts that were subpar all reprinted. These are the old ones. The problem we were having before is the bearing wouldn't sit properly in here, so it didn't give us enough gap for the belt to go underneath where the actual extrusion to pass over. So that was a big problem. So David was kind enough to donate more of his printing time and reprint these crappy parts. So throw those out. And now we can kind of get going. So I'm going to just switch over to the PDF view so that you can see kind of where we were at. And then we will continue on with the build. So we were just at the stage of putting this into the mounted up parts. Now the issue was the belt would not, there's a belt that goes around this piece, let's see if, right here. It would not pass, when you put in the extrusion into the section, it would not pass properly. So we are now to this part. I've put these pieces in, I've slid these down, and we are right here where we need to put in some additional pieces. So I'm going to probably go, you probably want to see this view. So I'll switch to this view. All right. So on the PDF, they're telling us to put 6 square nuts. Slide them over here. 6 in this one, and 4 in this one. So we're obviously going to have to be attaching something later on in this one. So we will put all of them in and keep going. Hopefully people get here soon. I posted it last night, so if people get here, they get here. If they don't, I guess I will do this on my own. All right, it's 4, 5, and 6. Then there's, it says 4 in the next one. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then let's take a look at the next screen. And then 2 in here, which makes sense. Don't shove it all the way through, it flies out the other end. All right, so it wants us to M3 by 12s. M3 by 12s. Wants 2 of those for the and then it wants M3 by 10s. Okay, that's a 10. How did 10 get in the 12? So I need 2 10s and 2 12s. Not quite sure how a 10 got in the 12, but whatever. All right, so I'm going to switch to the PDF view so that you can see what I'm seeing. So they want 2 12s and 2 10s, and they say 2 times the square nut. So I'm not sure if they mean in here or in there. So we'll have to maybe put them in both, but I definitely can't, without putting them in here, I can't. So some of their directions are good and some of them are questionable, or could be a little slightly clearer, but we'll go back to the main view. All right, so the 10s, the 12s, yeah, the 12s go in here. So we'll get these ones in first. I'm not going to go too tight because I think there's some adjustment that needs to be done. To square everything up. So then the 10s go up here. Now I put 4 in here and I can only see 2, so this is going to be fun. So I'm going to take a I don't want them falling out the other end. So I'm going to take, are these the 12s? 10s. I'm going to take a couple 10s and drop them in here. So when I flip it over, I don't lose all my screws. So that's all I did. So I didn't lose my screws. I temporarily put a couple pieces in there. Okay, so now I'm going to take a little Allen key and slide the one that I need to put the nut into place. And they made these oblong. Sucks when your Allen key is slightly magnetic. Then you can't really get it in. So they made these oblong so that you have some adjustment, which is good because we want to make sure this is nice and square when we get going. So again, I'm just sliding this, getting it to where I can see it. And then I'm dropping the screw in. And we'll can do it up. Again, I'm not over tightening them right now because I still probably need some movement. I'm going to let those fall back down, and you can see they didn't fall out. So, pro tip: make sure you put something in those temporarily so you don't lose your nuts. All right. So we are done that page, it looks like. Now it's unclear, like I said, whether I need nuts in this top slot or not. This step I already did. That's already on. So, preloading M3 12 bolts for these can be helpful. Okay. So this side has 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and there's 2 there. Preloading these. Okay. All right, I see what they're doing. So they're going to put the back on. So I got to find my back, which I think, is it this piece? No. That piece. Okay. Now this has a nice sticker on the back. I'll get a shot of it for you. This has a nice sticker on the back of this black acrylic. And conveniently enough, they put it on the side that faces in. So I'm going to have to get that off. Where is my razor blade? That is an excellent question. Hello, Skyrim. How are you doing? I am trying to find my scraper. But I am not seeing it anywhere. Maybe a little alcohol will help me get it off. Actually, I got the spray bottle. That might work a little bit better. Let it sit for a second. How's your day going, Skyrim? I am just building the Voron here. I really thought I had my scraper nearby. My place needs to be... Got a knife. Not quite what I had in mind. Oh, I could probably take the blade out. So yeah, they put the sticker on the side where I need, of course. And I don't want that visible inside my print. Should have checked this before. So do you have any, what printers do you have, Skyrim? I've got this one that I'm just building. This is my Voron 0. I've got my Ender 3 Pro. I've got my Anycubic Chiron, and I have a CR10, and over there in the corner is a MakerBot replicator, which I've converted to Marlin. And then I have another one, but we don't speak of it because it was bad. Oh, they had to put this on the worst spot. I wonder if it's in here. My scraper. Because that's going to work way better. Because I just know I'm going to cut myself if I use this one. You're doing the Voron 2? Yeah, I'm doing the 0 first, and then what I'm gonna do is after I've built the 0, I'm gonna do all of the 2.4 parts, print them on the 0, and because I'm pretty sure I can print all the parts on the 0, and then I will start a 2.4 build. And so that's my most likely path. There is a local company near me that it's Spool 3D, and they have the LDO kits, I do believe, for the Voron. I think they may have stock. CR10, Bear, Maker, Select V2. Nice. Yeah, the Vorons intrigue me. I've always wanted a Core XY, and I thought I'll start with the little one, because a lot of the parts I print, you know, you want to do them quickly, and they're like maybe tests that you're gonna test on something, and they end up being, you know, a quarter of an ender bed. So why not have a printer that can just print those off nice and fast and not take up very much space? But I'm going to work on the input shaping and everything on this thing. So I'm excited. I've never done much with Clipper, so this whole process will be a bit of a learning process for Clipper. I don't know if you've used Clipper much. I'm a Marlin guy. I just started playing with some RepRap, some Duet firmware. But I'm a Marlin guy through and through for the most part, because that's what I learned first. But I want to learn a little bit more on Clipper. So I'm going to play with that. Lightspeed has done a lot with Duet. We had him on the show the other day, and yeah, so it's good to learn new systems. And how was the learning curve? Was it pretty good, or was it, you know, did you have to figure out some of, you know, the new processes where it wasn't too bad? I've got pies on everything I have, so it wouldn't be too hard to go to Clipper. I mean, really, I don't recommend a printer without a Pi, because it's so handy, especially if you have one printer. Okay, I can understand that, but as soon as you get, you know, like us, a few printers, it's a little bit nicer to have a Pi to manage things. I think I need some Goo Gone or something. And it has to be on the side that it faces in, right? They couldn't have just flipped it. I mean, if it was on the electronic side, it would be not a big deal. So oh, are you kidding me? There was a plastic sheet I didn't even notice. It was so... All right. There was a plastic sheet. I didn't even notice. Yeah, that makes way more sense. All right. Pro tip, take off the plastic sheet. All right. Okay, so this is going to go in here. Now, they recommend preloading some nuts in here. What size? Pray tell. M3 by 8. These are 10s, so we'll put those away. Where are my 8s? 12s. There we go. M3 by 8s. And how many of those do we need? We're going to need 6, looks like. All right. So they want you to preload these two. That's probably for the motor mount for the extruder. So why don't we do that now? Well, that's going to be like that. And they want us to preload these ones. I don't know why you wouldn't just preload all of them. And then slide it down. Because that, to me, would be easier, especially with all the little fiddling around, sliding things back and forth. So I think I'm going to do all of that, because that seems a better way of doing it. Okay. Probably a little finicky to spin them all, but I think that'll work fairly well. So where are you located, Skyrim? I'm in the Great White North here in Canada. I'm just above Montana in Alberta. And there we go. We're just preloading these. Sliding stuff around and sliding them down there. I can understand why they wanted you to put in all of the bits, but yeah, I'm gonna do this. New York. How's the weather in New York right now? We've had fairly mild weather here, not much snow yet. It's weird, you'd think we'd have snow by now, but we've had lots of rain. Oh, don't talk to me about wind. We are the windy capital of Alberta, or well, Canada probably. We have had up to 100-mile-an-hour winds, and that's just like on a normal day. So I hear ya. Wind's rattling everything. That's probably why we don't have any snow. It's a warm wind. So okay. So I've preloaded all these. Now I get the fun task of trying to slide it on preloaded. And there we go. There's one. I had one. There we go. Where's my tweezers? There we go. And tweezers seem to get them in fairly good. There we are. Almost there. All right. Yay, that wasn't so bad. All right. Again, I don't know until I get square. I probably don't want to tighten it too much. So I will tighten them down a little bit just so we don't lose the nuts, because that would suck. Don't want to lose any nuts. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. These two, I will just turn so. All right. So I don't know that this is actually lined up correctly, this bottom piece here. So I'm going to loosen these off slightly. Okay. All right. All right. So those are in. Now it wants us to do the top piece. So I think I had that right here, and the top piece, does that, no, that one is not the top piece. The cross beams have no holes in them, so that must be one of these. Yeah, no holes. So that's going to go on top, on top of here. So those are M3 by 8s button head, that are these, so we need 2 of those. And 2 square nuts. So we'll load this up. Just give it a couple turns like that. And then slide it in. And we'll do the other one. Well, I think it goes back to all the shipping woes we've had everywhere, all the containers and all the ports and whatnot, trying to get the parts in a reasonable time from China has been, pretty bad. I'm not sure how much aluminum extrusion is made in North America, and that's probably part of the problem. Well, hello, David. How are you? Pretty fancy, hey? So, Skyrim, if you didn't know, David is the other half of 3D Make It. And, yeah. So, now we got this piece. I'm going to switch, now that we know where we are, I'm going to switch back to the camera. So I've got the screws in, and we're going to just slide this on. There we are. So now the holes are drilled so that you can. And I'm gonna just adjust this a little bit. You can stick the screwdriver through when you line them up. If you have the right one, which I think I do. But it's hard to see. There we go. These were not 8s. If they are, they don't fit very well. Too loose. I must have grabbed a 10. Because that doesn't seem to fit right. Too loose. Let's see if I got some of these screws I noticed were in the wrong bags, even though they were in the right bags, supposedly. So there's my 8. There's a 10. So were these 8s? Why aren't they tightening down? They are 8s. Where are my calipers? Those are definitely 8s. And I don't think I have anything smaller than 8s. Oh, I do have some 6s. Are those 6s? Let's look at the instructions again, shall we? Okay, we're past that one. Past that one. Ah! Read the instructions. They should be 6s. Ha ha ha. I'm glad you guys are chatting. So, yeah, I thought they were 8s, but now that I take a better look at my instructions, and I'll switch to that. Those say M3 by 6, not 8. So that was a reading error on my part. So which makes more sense because I'm pretty sure I used 6s on the other ones. Because 8s are definitely too long. So we will put those in. All right. I think that's going to work much better. Get this one started. Oh, so fiddly. David, you won't like a Voron. Your hands will be all fiddly. And you'll need a Stacy to assist you, I think. And I want to see that. Oh, thanks. I see the calipers now sitting there. All right. Let's try this again. Okay. There we go. Wow. Look at that. Fancy dancy. All right. Yeah, I know. It's there's lots of little screws on any of the Vorons. So it's a bit of a challenge. Did you see me struggling to get a sticker off, and then I realized I could just pull the film off, David? Oh, can you tell it's a Saturday morning? Wasn't even thinking. All right, so I'm going to go back to my build sheet. So we've got this in. We've done this step. And now we need the one with the single hole. Oh, one with the single hole. No, where's the single hole one? There we are. All right, I've got that piece now. So it says we need the M3 by 10s, and we need 6 of them. So we're going to take 2 of these and 2 of the straight ones, and we're going to mirror these parts. So we need some 10s, M3 by 10 button head screws. So we go in the end here, 1 in here, and 1 in here. Like that. And then now what's interesting is they don't say it on this piece here whether it has the hole in it, but the only way you can tighten that screw on the end is if you have a hole in the extrusion. So even though they don't say it, I'm pretty sure that's what they want. So hopefully that doesn't mess me up later. All right, and then you gotta get it lined up so you can get the piece in there, and then you can tighten it down. Now, at this point, we want to make sure things are square. And I had a square here last night. One sec. I just got to unclip to reach it. Of course, I have to have the biggest square ever. Oh, look at that. It's square. You can tighten it down. All right. So there's one. Now we got to make another one of those. not that one. Not that one. Oh, did I put the wrong one on? No. That one's correct. So there it is. And there it is. Okay. All right. Now, hey Duncan, how you doing? All right, M3 by 10s. I believe that's a 10. Yep. There's a 12. There's, make sure I got 10s because that's what they want. We'll get that one in. Get that one in. And then get this one in. Some of these ones, the heads just don't want to slide in very well. There. Definitely needs to go in further. Get that going in. I got to tell you, these button head screws, some of them fit amazingly, and the other ones not so great. All right. So I've mirrored these. Except I think I did it wrong. Because this one has a single hole. And this one has a double hole. Darn it. All right. Let's take a look at what the next step is. Okay, so the next step is these ones, which I've already got set up. So I definitely have to redo this one because I put on, there's supposed to be 2 holes, and this one has 3 holes, and I think I used the wrong one. So, or I put in the wrong location. I gotta go look at my reference. Oh man. These screws, I tell you, they hold like crazy, but getting them in, not so great. All right. So that matches that. So this one definitely doesn't go on there, but so I got 2 with 3 holes. Okay, I got to figure out. Oh, I'm going to switch to what I'm looking at. So that I've got this one, but this upright piece, it's not clear as to which one I need. So 1, 2. So 2 holes in that one. 2 holes in that one. Which is the 3-hole one? 3-hole one are the front corners. Okay. All right. So I got to find all the 3-hole ones. It's none of those. Two-hole one. And then the 3-hole ones are the front corners. All right. Okay. Clear as mud. Clear as mud now. So sometimes you got to look ahead so you know where you are. All right. So that's going to tie that together. And all right. Yes, you can hear Charlie in the background. Sorry for that, everyone. There's nothing I can do. I'm on my lav today because really, when you're doing this kind of stuff, you can't be turning around to your microphone. And I kind of want you guys to hear what I'm doing. So, yeah. No, not much I can do there. Pardon me. Sorry for coughing into the mic. All right. Okay, now I'm back to where I was earlier. Now, they want me to put some rails on. So we'll put that over here. And I pre-mounted the rails because if you look at the diagram, you have to preload all the nuts, screw it on, and it's a bit of a pain. So I did it. So the only thing I really have to do is get the M3x10 nut in here, which these button head screws just aren't the best. I'm going to put a nut on here. See if I can. That works all right to a point, but I have to get it all the way down there. All right. That worked. All right, where's the 10? I need another 10. There it is. Yeah, Chinese kits are probably not as good as the LDO kits. This is just a Chinese kit that I got. And I tell you, the tolerances are not great on a few of the parts. So hopefully everything will be square at least. But come on. A little persuasion. Yeah, this is a fun video. Let's see if we can. Oh. This one definitely doesn't want to slide up as far as I need to. Whoa, I apparently didn't tighten that down. I didn't realize I didn't tighten my rail, so I'm just going to tighten the one so it doesn't slide. Oh man, that just is a pain. Oh, so close. So close. I can almost get my own key in. Oh, I think I went too far. Look at that. Got it. Well, that was a bit of a chore to get that down there. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I also need another M3 by 10 in the end. Right here. I'm going to switch cameras now that I know what I'm doing. You didn't need to see that other grunting and groaning. All right. So that one's in. And we'll get this one in. Okay, and then they want us to put these on, which they are, and tighten it all up. So we'll get that in. We'll tighten that up. There we go. We got one side assembled. Now we'll get the opposite side assembled. Tighten that one up. It's almost looking like a printer soon. Almost. Now, what they want us to do is we are on this step. So we did that, and now we are on this step, and they want in the top of this one here, they want 6 M3. So let's get those in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have to do this up. So I'm going to just give it a couple turns. Then we'll get the bottom one in, get it lined up. All right, this is gonna be all these. You know what? I'm gonna take these out. Don't let me forget them. David, that's your job. You have to remind me to put the square nuts back in. It's your only responsibility today. Put those square nuts back in. A little off. Not yet. You gotta wait until after I've got. Okay, let's see if did that line it up. I'm losing my glasses here. Almost. I think I could probably get it in. There we go. All right. Okay. The frame is, with the way they've done the frame, it almost self-squares itself, which is, I mean, obviously you can't fully do that, but the way they have everything cut 90 and then the through holes to tighten the screws, that's pretty good. Like, obviously it's not going to be perfect, but definitely better. Okay, David, what was your job? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I am just going to make sure that I don't have to put square nuts in on the bottom. So I'm going to go back to, look at that, 2 square nuts in the bottom. Okay, so we got 6 in the top, 2 in the bottom. So make sure that you double check your instructions before you put on the side and don't get everything you need in place. All right. Line this baby up. Get this one lined up. I don't have any round nuts, only square nuts. Good try though. Thanks for messing me up. All right. So now let's just take a look. That's starting to look like a printer. Look at that. So now that I've got that, I'm going to I'm not sure how far from the edges these are supposed to be. I guess right to the end. And then we'll tighten these down. You have to use the smallest Allen key you've got for these rails, I tell you. They have tiny, tiny, tiny screws. Hey, Stig! You made it! How is your Saturday going there, sir? We are in the thick of things. It's looking more like a printer every piece. And yeah, these were like tiny, these little screws. Oh. There we go. Get this one. Well, that's good. Slow days are all right. It's the days that drag on when you want them to go fast that those are the bad ones. Let's just make sure my alignment is still good, because we have this nice little alignment tool. Yeah, no, it looks good. Let's clip these on while I'm doing it. Make sure that they're nice and tight or aligned while I'm tightening them down. These are the cutest little linear rails. They're so tiny. Like, it's just, I didn't even know they made linear rails this small. It's pretty cool. Let's put that on there. That looks good. And just the one, and then we can move on to the next step. There. All right. Well. All right. So let's look at our next steps. So we've done that. We've done that. Ooh. I missed a step. I missed a step. That piece goes in here. Before you put the other side on. I jumped ahead. I've got two involved with putting screws in. Well, we can just loosen these off. And see if we can get that in. So, long side goes over here, short side goes over there. Look at that. Didn't even have to fully take it apart. I meant to do that. See, that's what makes the live streams fun, right? You can see me screw up and not edit it out of my video, right? Everybody does that stuff. So it's okay, and it's all fixable. Okay. So now that we've fixed that piece, we will look at the very next step, which is putting on that side, which we did. And now we can do the front piece. So the front pieces have holes going across. So I need to make sure the holes going across are, yeah, so it's open at the top. All right, so those ones, got to get the 10s. Adjust that a little bit. So we'll have a piece going across the bottom, which is going to be a solid piece. But get that in. Get that in. There we go. All right, front brace in place. They want this one on next. It's weird. Some of them go on super easy. Some of them you got to fight with. And so those are the tolerance things that, depending on what kit maker you get, I'm sure the LDO ones will be a little bit better than this. Okay, so we'll go on the next page. Ooh. So we're putting the M3x10s, 2 of them. I've already got one in that side because that one was tough. Well, that one was really tough, so let's see if I can. use this to push it up more evenly. There we go. Look at that. And then now, get that in there. This, through the extrusion technique for building, I'm liking it. Yeah, I'm digging it. Try to make it square a bit. All right. Let's see how bad this is. Yeah, a little bit out. And you can tell because that's a little down, so we'll just adjust that. That's better. That one, as I knock my that one definitely has to come up a bit. All right, let's just go back to loosen screw, loosen screw, loosen screw, loosen screw, loosen screw. Look at that. Do you think they're trying to get us to check frame for alignment? Ho ho. I guess I loosen. I guess we're on the right track. Woohoo. Switch back to video. So I'm not sure for aligning it which camera angle I should use. I'm not sure which angle is going to be best for the alignment part. So I already checked all the threads in all the extrusion before I started the build, and they were actually pretty good. So I didn't need to. I do have a tap, so I can do that, but I actually didn't need to. I was very happy that that things were as square as they were and well tapped. So thanks for the tip. But luckily, I didn't need to do that. I do have them just right off camera here if I need them. Okay, so everything is loose there. Now these ones were loose, and I think these ones, yeah, they weren't fully tightened because I figured I'd have to do this. So now that everything is loosey a little bit, or a lot, depending on I'm going to tuck this in there, put this on my flat desk, as flat as I can get it, and we will try to square everything up. This one might look better top down. So those are nice and square. I think I need a regular Allen key. Is that the right size, though? Nope. Is this the right size? Nope. You know what? If I turn the cube like that, get it square, and then there we go. That's gonna work. All right. Now, let's do this other side. Well, that's slid, don't slide. Well, that's working pretty good, I gotta say. All right, let's flip her over. And something is askew. Oh, that's that. There. That looks pretty good. I know this is the thrilling parts, squaring everything up. Makes for riveting video. That looks pretty good. Oh, don't want to do that side first. Want to do this side first. So now this part, so these are square. And let's see how we're looking here. Oh, that's not a clean ruler. Okay. Okay, that looks, I'm very happy with that. That is very square compared to what I was expecting. So let's see if this is the same on this side. Yeah, that looks good. Wow. We are looking good. So now, question is, can we get this back part square? Because these pieces need to be tightened down. They can move a bit. So let's see how this is looking. It's not bad. We'll tighten it up and see kind of where we're at then. I'll do that side. Oh, it's a little out, but I haven't tightened up this piece yet. So we'll yeah, this one's a bit twisted, but I haven't tightened this side up yet. So oh yeah. We're out just a smidge. Smidge, I tell you, a smidge. But not much, just literally a little bit. Well, this one said my measurement is at 12 3/4. And this one is at, well, it says we're square. So that's good. All right, I'm gonna put I'm gonna flip this because I gotta tighten up these ones here. That looks pretty good. And 3/4. Ho ho! I'm happy. Let's tighten this down. Oh, that's almost tight. Okay. So it says tighten all those. We'll go back to my PDF for you. So we squared it up. And then now, alignment, 37 millimeters, 37 millimeters. All right. So this should be 37 millimeters. So not quite 37 millimeters. So that means I need to loosen these and slide these forward. Nice flat surface. Let's measure this again. $36.1 there. 36.1 there. $36.9 there. $36.9 there. So we are a little cockeyed this way, so let's get those straightened out. Loosen that. Loosen that. Loosen that. So this is the fun tweaking part. Well, it came with an SKR E3 Mini Stig. And so I think I might start with this board and then use Clipper, try it out, and then I'll decide whether I'm going to switch to something else. So it's most likely going to be the E3 Mini for now. So yeah, that's the board, deep board. So I'm going to loosen these up, which I tightened apparently a little prematurely. I don't know if you have any of the E3 Minis. I think David had an E3 Mini at one point. but I'm not sure if he's using it in anything at the moment. There. So I just slid that forward so we have a little bit of room to move. And I'll do the same thing on this side here. Loosen, 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 loosen. Oh, I lost a nut apparently. Loosen. Okay. I'll allow a little bit of movement on these so I can get them to the, hopefully the 37 that they're looking for. Do I have a clamp? Small clamp? I have big clamps. I don't know that I have any. That's okay. All right. Let's see if we can get this. To the amount they're looking for. 37 is, I believe, what they're looking for. So let's see if we can get it close to that. So hard to let you see what I'm doing. I push it all the way that way. That is as far that way as I can go. Okay, we're at 0. $37.4. We want it to be 37. So we are close. It's achievable. $37.1. 37.1. We're so close. Oh, look at that. 37. Just make sure it's snug. All right, so now can we do the same thing with this side? All right. So one side's at 37. Oh. So close. Yay! So those two are at 37. So now, let's see if we can get these babies to 37. I don't know what they're at right now. So let's see. Zero it off. Oh, so close. So close. Let's tighten it down a little bit more before we take our... So close. There. So now this side. So that's too far. It's got to come back. Okay, we'll tighten it a little bit and see. That's probably too much. Oh yeah, way too much. This is the exciting calibration part. Not. So close. Oh, so close. So close. Felt it move a little bit. Probably too much. All right. Oh. Definitely too much. Okay. We did it. All right. So those are now 37 millimeters. All right. So carefully flip the piece on a flat surface, fully on a flat surface. Carefully flip the printer upside down. Okay. upside down, place on flat surface, and fully fasten screws. Okay, which I kind of already did. Next is the alignment of the gantry. Align left extrusion. .58 millimeters. Oh, 57.9. So close. So close. Probably can't see it from this angle. So close. 58. So close. So fun. 58.1. 58.1. All right. So fun. Come on. 58.4. Okay, so 58 on both of those sides. All right. So once you have those done, you loosen these ones. And then you make your bed go up and down. To align them. So we'll go all the way to the bottom. Okay, that's the bottom. So, just out of curiosity, what are we looking at for distance here? That's 56. Should be. I thought I tightened this side up. I did. Should be 58. There it is. It's 58. This side. Not the same, but I don't think that matters. It matters that it's square. So all right, so this is really exciting. I use the Mini in both my printers and haven't had any problems with them. We're gonna try Clipper on this baby. So we'll see if Clipper causes us any issues, but I don't really foresee it doing that. Earlier on, Skyrim was saying that he was running Clipper and it wasn't too bad to learn, so. I got a backlash nut on here, so it's going to take me a little while to get to the other side here. Okay. So we're officially at the top. So let's see how we're looking on this side. This should be the same as it was before. $57.8. Not quite where I had it. Zero. Perfect. So that one's good. Tighten that one down. And we'll just check 56.4 and pretty darn close. Okay. Let's see what the next step is. Move it up. Tighten those things. And progressively fast. Well, those are tight. These are not. So let's bring this down. Keep everything aligned, and we'll okay, down at the bottom. Tighten these ones up. Yeah, there's lots of little screws and warpy bits to watch for. There we go. Tighten these ones up. Tighten these ones up. Actually, I can realign these. Wasn't looking. The one side is popping out a bit. Now that I got everything else aligned, should probably do that. There we go. There we go. Getting all these. All right. Move bad assembly up and down, which I did. Progressively tighten, which I did. Progressively fasten. And reinstall the screws. I never took those screws out. Hopefully that won't be a problem. We can just loosen them off a bit. Make sure that everything is squared. Let's make sure that that didn't cause any problems. This is when I'd like a controller hooked up so I could run the motor. Seems to be running fairly smoothly. And we're at the top. Let's just make sure nothing got pulled out of whack while we were doing that. Nope, looks good. All right, so we'll tighten that back down. There we go, looking good. All right, loosen those screws. Ensure the alignment of the lead screw. All right, so the lead screw is 101.4. That was the same as up top, so it looks pretty good to me. And is it 90 degrees? Well, that is a great question. I need a smaller square for that. Remove extrusion. What? I just got it all in. Okay, so they they make you get everything square, and then they want you to remove the extrusion to put in the everything else. Okay, we can do this. All right, so what do we got to install? We got the base. That I think is the back piece, I think. What else? And then, oh, and then they're having us put nuts in. One nut. One nut. One nut, 3 nuts. Okay. Well, I have done 2 hours, and I think we made really good progress. I've got a few other things. What? Okay, he says. They want me to take it apart again, David. So they want me to take it apart again and put in some plastic pieces and whatnot, now that it's all aligned. And I think that's for another day. I think that'll be the day 3 Voron build. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but I think that's going to be that. Now I've got it to the point where it's looking pretty good now. My Hulk is coming together, but we do have some acrylic pieces to put in and whatnot. So we'll start all of that. Hey, Stephen, after this one, I think we'll call it a day. Looks like a baby cube. It is a baby cube. It's Hulk. So good progress today. We've got the frame basically all together. Everything seems to be aligned. I will check square on that. And then we'll get the acrylic bottom piece in. And then I believe they want us to put some nuts in up here and on the sides. And then on the bottom too, they want some nuts. And then they want you to put the front panels on. So it's just the bottom acrylic piece that they want you to get in place first. And then we can start mounting motor mounts and whatnot. So, so we made it all the way to here. So we're on page 51, and I think we're going to call it there. And we will see you on the next stream. It'll be day 3 of the build, and we still have a live stream tomorrow. So if you want to come and experience some chatting and some hijinks between David and myself, join us tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for another live stream. So see you guys later.